Additional testing. There's no self-test or anything, but it needs to be maintained. So the PM should be done for this device for it for us to be sure that it's working. So because even now if it's working and then tomorrow if the PM is not done, then we don't know whether it's working or not. So the only thing that you have to do to make sure that the device is working is the circuit calibration or the circuit test. This is the leak test. Okay, so if you're using a dedicated circuit, then you need a 1 liter test lamp. So first thing you have to do, you have to, of course, you have to make sure that the attachments are done properly, white to white, yellow to yellow, and then the transducer. And then one thing I was telling your engineer, this is a disposable part, and I had told this in Astro cases as well, that if you are not removing this, it affects your infection control, it affects your pressure. So this should be removed every patient. So don't keep this. I don't know how long this is being kept.
Like 2 3 years.
Oh my God, really? So this should be removed because in your circuit there is one tube like this. So every time this should be done. In Astro cases, we have hard time removing this because they kept it for so long as well. So I think this is stuck as well now.
Okay.
So you have to, you need something to remove. I think this will be infected also. So that's why. So you have to remove this. In the packet, there's one like this. For every patient, you have to remove this. Okay.
Pneumonia.
Yeah, and we don't know. Maybe COVID time also. So, leak test is done like this. You hold on that and select. This is a mistake. So if you don't press it at the same time, it will go like this. It will turn on only. So I will off that. Okay. So how to do leak test? So select and on. Same time. Don't have to let go. So every time that you will use and you will see a remove patient there, it means that you entered the leak. The calibration screen, select here, and then it will show ventilator check. Okay, confirm that I want a ventilator check, and then it will show alarm first. What I'll do is I have to move this till I see. Sorry, I have to move counterclockwise, and I will see leak. Okay, and then you either do this with the test lung, which cross. If your test lung is new, then you can do it. But I will suggest use a glove hand and cover it like this. Okay. So select and then cover. So this is what I'm telling your engineers as well. Normally the leak test starts quickly within 3 seconds. It starts, but now your device takes a lot of time. Okay, then it starts. So that's why the device needs to be checked, and maybe the calibration was not done well. So either of the two reasons. So it will deliver 60 liters per minute, and then it will check. So you have 0, so it means your circuit. So the leakage is for the testing of the circuit and the leak of the device. But it doesn't check pressures or anything.
The device is fine.
The device is fine and the circuit is fine. As for the leakage, that's what I'm saying. For pressure, we don't have way of knowing. So I will select, and then I will exit. And then I will turn one more time till I go on exit, and then it will now go back to your initial screen. Either you're using the same patient, means you retain all the setting, or I will choose a new patient, and I will choose an infant, pediatric, or an adult patient. So I'll just go on adult patient since this is what you have usually. So I'll go on adult, and automatically by default you have your volume assist control here, and you have your setting here. Okay, yeah, you will have a lot of alarms like this, especially in the beginning. So normally what I'll do is while setting, I will change my alarm. If it's low pressure, I will turn it off for now. I'll turn off this for now as well. And I'll set this high just for the setting, then later on we will have to change it. Confirm. Okay, so how to set your device now? Always remember that the setting always starts from down, then to the parameters. Of course, first thing we have to set is either I'm using a volume or a pressure control. Good thing is when you choose pressure, some of the parameters also dim. That means that if I'm using pressure and I set the tidal volume, it doesn't matter, it will not follow the setting that you have. If, example, I go on volume, then of course, pressures will be dim. It means that the device prioritizes the volume parameters. It doesn't care about your pressure parameters. Okay? Example, if I go on pressure, and then I'll go on assist control, which is your default. So assist control will be here. So it means that these are the things that you can set for assist control. And then you can choose SIMB. Okay, so for SIMB, there's a different set of parameter. You will have your sensitivity on as well. And if you want to go on CPAP, like what I said, remove the breathing, then this becomes your CPAP. So remember that on CPAP, your PEEP is always on this side. Sometimes end user forgot to set this, but without setting this, then I'm not giving anything. So I set PEEP, I set CPAP, sorry, but I am not giving anything. You can see that your pressure is on 0. And you have an apnea alarm because your patient is not triggering anything. So if your patient triggers any breath as well, yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I will set your PEEP. Example, I go on PEEP of 10, and then now you will have your pressure delivered here. So you will see that now I have a steady pressure of 10 because of my CPAP. Patient breathes, then pressure reached till 40 because of the patient. Okay. Then if I go to NIPPV, then what will I do? I will have to focus on this one because this is a little bit confusing, like what I said. So I'll go on NIPPV, I'll press 1, and then it blinks. So it means, do you want to choose NIPPV? Then I'll confirm yes. And then when I confirm yes, then all the lights for the parameter goes dim. It means that I have to set my pressure support. So I'll set my pressure support. Example, I'll go on 12, and then I'll confirm. When I confirm this, the PEEP light will be highlighted. Means I need to set it, or if I don't want to change it, then I have to confirm. Once I confirm here, you see that's still blinking. Once I confirm, then it have a steady light. It means now I am having a NIPPV, but I need to set a rate, of course, because your NIPPV has a rate. So now what we have is an intermittent pressure coming from your patient. Okay. So you have breath relievers with your patient breathing. Okay, and then you can do a manual inspiratory-expiratory hold. You can do manual breath here. And in times of patient is desaturating, you don't have to remove that and put an ambu bag, so you can actually remove here. If you want to change the pressure of the bag, then you can put peak inspiratory pressure. You can change that for your pressure support. If you're going on transport, then you can put low pressure oxygen. It means that if I'm not connected in the gas outlet, then I'm going on tank, I have to long press this. It will try to conserve your oxygen. Okay, and then this is your controller. Then accordingly, you can set this according to the mode that you're using. You want to put breath, then of course change, and then confirm. And accordingly, after everything is set, then we start setting the alarm limits. So, sir, ma'am, the alarm limit depends, of course, on the doctor's instruction. Generally, we say around 30% up and below. If it's low, then 30% is what we set. If it's upper limit, then we put it on 30% high. But it depends, like what I said, because some patients, especially if they have erratic breathing, maybe you will have fluctuation in pressure. Sometimes the patient breathes till 30, sometimes the patient breathes 40. So accordingly, you have to adjust the alarms. I know the alarms for this device, it's loud and there's a lot of alarm. And you cannot change much on the alarm setting, because if you want to change the alarm setting, let me just go to assist control because it will continuously goes in apnea. If you want to change your alarm setting, then you have to go in the inside setting. So you can long press here. Yeah, you have your alarm operation here. So what you can do is you can set that, and then you can change the alarm volume. If it's very loud, I think 65, 60 is the lowest, yeah? And then you can have your apnea interval. If the apnea interval is really quick, I think by default it's set on 20 seconds. You can, because 20 seconds usually for neonatal, then you can increase it accordingly if you don't want the alarm too much. That's it. And then you can have your high frequency as well. So sometimes this is irritating because, especially if your patient is doing hyperventilation, you can remove that as well. Okay. The only thing is when you change this, or you can increase it. For example, make it 60, so there will be not much alarm. The only thing is anything that you change in the alarm, when you turn it off and you turn it on again, it goes back to before. That is how the device is. Any question, sir?